Do I always do the introducing?
I guess so. That's the tradition.
Okay. Hey guys. We just watched our second Balderdash film, Jamaica Run.
Jamaica Run.
So here's how I think we should do this. After we go into spoilers, we should actually make an effort to talk about certain plot points because I don't expect anybody to see this. And I don't recommend anybody to see this.
Okay, I imagine it's a tradition in the 50s just to make these throwaway films that are just mass-produced and they're shown and then nobody ever thinks about them again. I think that's what this is. I don't know much about this history of film, but that's what this feels like.
But it's no other... I mean, that's the thing. With all the 50s films that most film buffs talk about nowadays are the ones that have lived on through time. But nothing shows the sign of the times more than watching something mediocre like this.
Yeah, it's like... If you're going to watch a 50 film, chances are it's something that's well known and survived the ages.
Right.
But the thing with Balderdash is we're picking them randomly.
Yep.
And this is just on Letterboxd, 6 people have seen this film. 6
people.
Yeah.
We're 7 and 8.
Yeah. We are 7 and 8. Well, it's not 7th and 8th person to see it ever, but
exactly.
no one is. It's kind of awesome that no one has seen this.
Uh-huh.
We have now.
Letterboxd has over 200,000 users, so
yeah,
that's kind of the and gaining, but that's kind of the amount of the sample size. That's what I'm looking for. But I give this 1 star.
I mean, I guess 2 stars. Maybe?
Whoa!
I mean.
I kept
1 star implies I did not enjoy the experience.
1 star for me implies that this movie is utter trash, but there is one character and 1 or 2 scenes that saved it.
I mean, I never want to watch this again, but oh man,
not even to show anybody.
I mean, to be honest, I don't even know what to rate this because under any other circumstances, this would just be.
This completely confirms something you said about Breen, where you said that if you ran into it by chance,
yes,
you probably would have finished it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
For me, it's unbelievable. Yeah, for me, this I would. If Mark had told me to watch this, I would have not finished this.
Yeah, I mean, same.
Yeah.
If you had recommended this is a film you gotta check out.
Yeah,
it's called
Jamaica Run.
And also something that it's Memorial Day for us, and there's a small, what is it called? It's just a small shop that has that sells.
There's a Jamaican shop.
There's a Jamaican shop
that sells the patties with the pockets.
Yeah,
and the coffee.
And we were gonna get Jamaican ice cream.
Yeah, while we watched it, but they were actually closed during Memorial Day, so we still gotta try that. I know it's not very cheap, but I think it's worth trying once.
This would have been the perfect opportunity.
Exactly.
It's too bad.
Jamaica Run.
Because it's Jamaica Run.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Oh gosh.
Where do we even go? Okay, this movie has one of the great old ladies in film.
Yep. It's odd because with something like this, because it's it's not something that's very highly acclaimed. When the actors act weird, you don't really know if it's the actors genuinely just having a bad day, or if they're actually acting. That's not really the case with the old lady, I don't think.
Right, but
sometimes there are times when she seems really out of it, and you can't really tell if she's acting or not.
I think she's acting.
I mean, a lot of the time she's acting.
Yeah.
I don't know. She probably is acting the whole time.
I'm looking up the actress's name because we need to remember this name so that we can watch more of her films. She's so good.
She was really expressive. There was another scene though where there was a doctor.
Oh my god.
Who was seasick or something.
What was that?
But it seemed like it had nothing to do with anything, and it gave you the impression that he came in drunk to work or something.
Yep.
Like in the actual filming of this thing.
Carol. Shut up. Carol McComas. A Broadway actress. Makes sense.
Yeah. Okay. If she's a theater.
Carol McComas.
Yeah. Okay.
Good Good character.
Yeah, she was
Mrs. Dacey.
Every
Mrs.
time she was
Dacey.
on screen, we were in stitches just because how she was playing her character. Now, in like any other in a really interesting film, she probably wouldn't have been that like significant because like her character. But the thing is, like all of the characters here are just so like dull.
Oh,
so
boy.
her performance was by comparison just like through the roof.
Oh, I thought she was through the roof regardless.
Oh,
like
okay.
like even in a film with more interesting characters, she would have been a great comedic relief.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. But man, like I wonder, like if we see several of these kinds of films in our polling, although we have no idea what we're gonna get. Like,
Yeah, but Danger, Love at Work was so good.
It was so good.
It was a well structured.
Yeah, I like it. Well, actually,
sharp.
Like we actually like legitimately enjoyed that.
Yeah.
Even though it wasn't like the best thing ever, this was just trash.
It was real trash. Okay, so at this point, I think we should start talking about details.
Mm-hmm.
And I recommend you not watch this. We'll give a little bit of background with each scene that we talk about.
Yeah.
But
so we're just gonna go straight into spoilers.
Go straight into spoilers.
Okay, so we're just assuming they have seen this.
Have seen this, or they're not planning to see this.
Okay. Sure.
Let's start with what do we do? There are a couple of okay. So we will talk about racism. We will talk about a certain fight scene, but I want to start. I'm going to start with this: how the film sets up who the killer is. So basically, okay, the plot of the movie is that there are 6 people who gather in this estate.
In this house.
In this house.
In this house, estate, whatever.
Yeah, there's this piece of property that like this family, the Daceys, have owned for like generations, but there's this treasure underwater that contains one of their ancestors' notes that settles the deal on whether the family keeps the house or whether it was actually sold to the Claytons.
Now that I think about it, it's the most ridiculous premise
Yeah,
ever.
exactly. So it's all about that. So you have brother, sister Clayton. You have the lawyer. You have this dude named Mr. Todd, who I don't even know what he's doing there. I forget why he's there.
Oh, he's like in one of them is engaged to the younger woman.
Right? Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But that's the sailor.
That's the sailor. Yeah.
Yeah. So there's Sailor Boy.
Yeah, and then there's actual Sailor Man who does the diving. Right.
Oh yeah. Wait, Sailor Man and Sailor Boy are different?
Oh yeah. No, there's the dude who was in the fight scene who was almost murdered on screen.
I thought that was Sailor Man.
That's Sailor Man.
Okay.
Yeah, that's not the first person we see in the film, though.
Wait, really?
Yeah, no.
Wait, who's the first person we see in the film then?
That's like Sailor Boy.
Where's Sailor Boy in the rest of the film?
I don't know. It's just all of these men's faces look so similar.
No, it's got to be Sailor Man. Or else why would he be the first person in the film?
Now, he is the first person in the film. No. Sailor Man was hired by the eventual murderer. Remember?
Oh, you're right.
Because he's like, yo, I can get you hooked up with this girl. If you do this, maybe.
Yeah, what is this plot?
Yeah, like...
Okay, so basically, the propeller of it is there's this underwater thing that decides who keeps the house. And then the brother of the Claytons get murdered.
Get married. No, wait, they get murdered.
Oh yeah, they get murdered. And then it's a whole big deal. But then, so it turns out it was the house servant / slave, whose name was either Truman or Human.
It sounded like they were saying human.
It sounded like they were saying human.
It could have been it could be a Jamaican.
What if it's cumin?
No, they were not saying human.
I need to
they
know.
were not saying human.
I know what the fuck they're saying. No, they're not.
It was not cumin.
No.
It sounded like human. Human.
Mose?
Oh, they did mention Mose at some point. Is that what the character's name says?
Wait, is the character's name Mose? Do they just refer to like the slave affectionately as human?
Okay, so another thing, this film has lots of slaves.
Yes.
Implying that it's set in like... Well, it could be set in modern day, I guess.
I think it's set in modern day, the time this film was made.
One of the earliest scenes, we were just like, Kevin asked, is this a parody? I'm like, no, this is racist, like 1950s.
Right.
Yeah, there's a scene where they're eating dinner, and they're surrounded by slaves that are fanning
5
them,
or 6 slaves in the room.
fanning them really slowly.
Yeah.
Like, it's something you would never see.
Yeah.
Like, if we didn't do this, it's like shocking to our modern eyes to see that. It's so strange.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's one other scene that we need to talk about later.
Oh my god.
But let me finish the point with this. So it's revealed that the slave human, I think he's more of a servant. Like, he has a
Yeah, he's like the main servant of the house.
He's like the main servant / butler. And it turns out it was him. But there's this earlier scene right after we learned that Robert Clayton was murdered, where you see a pair of shoes. It's that classical, that classic strangers on a train thing by Hitchcock, where you see a pair of shoes enter the room. They're really muddy. And the only other person in the house at this point was the mom, was the old lady. And you think that this guy's going to murder her.
And this was before any of the murders happened, right?
Right.
Yeah.
No, I think it was right after they found Robert Clayton.
It was right. They ran out, I think, because it was stormy, and they went to go save them from the pirate place.
Okay. Oh yeah, it was the pirate place.
Yeah, the pirate cave.
The pirate.
Yeah. It's not actually pirate cave. It's just somewhere where they when it's kids.
Oh, yeah, that's
they
a
call
scene
the
I
pirate
totally
cave.
forgot about until now. But yeah. So it looks like he was about to strangle the mother from behind. It was shot totally like a Hitchcockian thriller shot. But then, like, he just taps her on the shoulder with both hands. Like, hey, Mrs. Dacey, are you okay? But, like, that just gave away who it is.
Yeah, it totally gave away who the murderer was.
Ridiculous.
As soon as the murders start happening.
It's like, it's a murder mystery, but it's made for the dumb audiences. Like, it's made with the dumb audience in mind. Well, so it tries to make them feel smart. Like, oh, yeah, I know who it is. But for me, that's just so lazy. That's such
it's like the equivalent of modern trailers that give away the entire plot,
right?
So that when you see the movie, you can feel empowered because you know what's happening. Basically, it's the same sort of psychological thing.
Yeah. Even the lamest murder mysteries made nowadays wouldn't have a scene like that, where it just gives it away.
Like, imagine Agatha Christie doing that. Like,
oh my!
Like, if that sort of scene was in an Agatha Christie story, you would be like overthinking that shit because you know that was like an intentional thing. But here it's just like, no, we're just outright telling you who the murderer is.
Yeah, and I made a lot of comparisons to Giallo, the Italian murder mystery genre, because that's probably like the highest form of like the traditional murder mystery story. I saw Blood and Black Lace a couple of months ago, and I thought it was just the most mind-blowing thing with the way that it uses color. So Blood and Black Lace takes place in like a fashion school, like a fashion place. And it uses the mannequins in a way where like a camera would just go around a room and you'd see mannequins, and every mannequin will make you think that's like an actual person. And it's scary. All of us were at the edge of our seats. And for a traditional murder mystery to be so effective, like, that's the total antithesis of what this is. They're just bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, and what happened at the end where, like, you thought it was... Yeah, they totally lazily, like... So there's this very drawn-out court case. This really long and drawn-out court case. But by the end of it, they just slap the whole thing to, like, the lawyer dude. Like, oh yeah, it's him. And it does one of those fades. Every single fade in this film feels premature.
Yeah. The cutting in this was... Never seen this before.
Yeah, and it's always like a crossfade, so it's like it's a gradual fade, or it fades to black and then fades back.
Yeah, it's just like really poor editing.
Yeah. But basically, what happens is, they slap it onto the lawyer, and then they're driving, and the house is on fire. Oh no!
Yeah, you realize why it's on fire though. It's because the servant overheard the mother sort of like really saying, "Oh, the house would catch on fire, and I'd fall asleep," and he basically recreated that.
Oh gosh, yeah. No, that's so...
Yeah.
I mean, I remember her saying that.
Yeah, she said that.
It's just a bad way.
Yeah, but I knew that was going to happen because the servant, when she started saying that, the servant was like, oh.
Oh, okay. Oh, man.
Yeah, and they also did that when they first announced the murder.
That's right.
The servant's just sort of like in the background. He's going,
oh.
Oh.
Yeah, man, that's some awful stuff. But Okay, so the guy who directed this, Lewis Foster, he was actually one of the co-writers for Mr. Smith Goes to Washington, which I know is a very acclaimed film that I haven't seen, and I don't think you've seen either. But that's like the only thing that he's done, both writing or directing, that has acclaim and status in the film world. So I don't know. I don't think he's very good. The fact that he co-wrote, I wonder if it's just the other screenwriters doing that.
Another interesting thing about these films that you don't really think about until you see it. The score for this is like that's not throwaway work.
It isn't.
Yeah, like it's like actually to the picture. It's like it's like played by an orchestra. And like it's written, it makes me think like they were mass producing these things with an orchestra and hire and a composer and hire to just mass produce these sort of Strauss ripoffs.
Yeah.
Yeah. For these films.
Hey, a good Strauss ripoff for me is really good. But maybe back in the day that was like a standard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like what like I don't know. What did you think of like there were times during the music when you were like, sort of ironically conducting it, but
okay.
Like...
So on the one hand, if you take it out by themselves, it's actually quite good music. But on the other hand, it's just they just combine with what's happening in the picture.
Yeah, it's like the pictures. It's like like we were laughing during like there's some underwater scenes, right, where it's like they have a studio and they filled it up with water. And it's like one shot.
Some very slow diver.
It's like this slow diver
reaching,
going.
Yeah, slowly coming down, slowly walking. And the music's like...
It's like this dramatic...
Yeah, and then it cuts to everyone on the boat like looking really concerned. Like they can actually see something. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. And then the underwater fight scene.
There was the underwater fight scene.
Yeah.
Wow.
What makes it funny is...
that is the one memorable scene.
Yeah, so there's a... It's like the third dive that they've been on. And there's a person down there in a black suit, latex suit. And they pull out a knife. And then the diver gets a knife.
So it's very slow. So you see the knife slowly come, the first knife. Oh no, he's gonna stab him, and then you see from the back the diver, the diver dude comes out with a knife as well,
and it's like the exact same knife too.
Yeah, there's like a mini machete type of figure, and then they just start this really slow knife fight, and I could have sworn that he actually cut the other dude's wrist at some. Like I thought it actually landed, but I guess it didn't. But it was just so badly done. It was just so badly done, and then. Yeah.
And then... Ugh, okay.
It was just so funny. It was so funny until it wasn't funny. And then it was funny again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the racism.
Let's talk about the Jamaica band.
So, okay, there's a scene where they go to a place where only the villagers are allowed. This place is Zippity Zoodah. If you know that Disney film, they go in and everybody's dancing, everyone's playing music. It's basically a huge dance number.
There's a dude milking a goat, and then he hears the drums and he goes, his one leg starts going at it. I think he soon just gives up the goat and just starts dancing like this.
Like they walk in, everyone's playing the drums.
Yeah, it's clearly
everyone's smiling. It's
the thing is like. Yeah. The thing is, like, the audiences of the time probably believed that's how they acted all the time. And the directors believed that, too. But in every way, it just seems like a scene that's played out.
I don't know. I mean, like, since this sort of, like, I imagine this is sort of, like, something you'd go see a cheap movie. I mean, people might not have actually considered what they saw on screen to be that legitimate. But the fact they're even interpreting it in this way, and the story is meant to be taken this seriously, I mean, it's a sign of the times. Holy fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, there was something else about that scene. Oh, yeah, the voodoo.
The voodoo.
Oh, my gosh. God. So it turns out that, Human, the slave, we'll call him Human.
That's what it sounds like.
Yeah, Human, the head servant of the house, was performing some sort of voodoo fire thing that like spewed out green flames, and then all the other people there were just hailing him. They were like kneeling and they're like, oh, and then he like makes his exit, and that's it. was like some Ewok shit.
Ewok shit. Oh my god.
But with Jamaican people.
You know what's funny? Like, if Ewoks were real people, that would be racist. But it's
But
not
they're not,
because
because
they're
they're
little.
Ewoks.
They're Ewoks.
They're
They're just little cute things.
Isn't that funny?
I never thought of it that way. Because, like, it's the same thing. It's just like, no, they're in fursuits and they're not actually human.
Right. So that's a scene that happened.
Yeah.
That was very uncomfortable.
That was just like, why?
Yeah. And the
Yeah.
old lady was magic.
Yeah. And of course, there's there's slaves everywhere. And,
Yep.
And
slaves on the boat.
it's like,
slaves in the
every
house,
shot there's a slave.
Slaves.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Oh, I know something we could talk about.
Mm-hmm.
The love story between Janice Clayton and Mr. Todd.
I don't even they're like so many. Okay, so the main guy who we see first, like, they're already set up, but the wife doesn't. The person, like, the person, she's like, oh, you see me in my country outfit. You could have let me wash up her.
Mm-hmm.
The younger person, like, they're already in love, right?
Yep.
But she doesn't want to leave.
Yep.
Okay, and then there's the marriage thing, but like I always got them mixed up. So I couldn't really
so
follow
no.
it.
So that
Yeah.
love story was a Mr. Todd and the sister of the Clayton family, who's like the non.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the brother and sister. You know, the brother gets murdered, who are outsiders from this big family that has owned the house for generations. So the sister falls in love with Mr. Todd. And who's this random dude that I don't even know what his business is. He does look like Uncle Adams, though. And if you like Uncle Adams, he's Uncle Adams, but with a deep voice. So they have some of the worst seduction lines ever. Yeah. And I wish I could remember things, but like...
Oh, what was that?
Oh my gosh.
What was that one about the dope?
Oh no, that was actually the other couple.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
you lovely dope. Or...
You lovely dope. Someone called the girl a lovely dope, and the way he delivers it is just so funny. You lovely dope. That was Sailor Man and...
or Sailor Boy, or...
Sailor Man! Sailor
Man.
Man! I swear Sailor Man and Sailor Boy are the same person.
No, they're not.
Yes, they are.
No, they are not.
We're gonna go back to the beginning of the film.
I don't want to rewatch any of this.
Oh my gosh. Oh man, yeah, there were some lines. Oh yeah. Oh my gosh. So there was this one scene where they totally tried to do the call me by your name flowery language thing where like, yeah, I've had this thing where I imagine myself going back in time. Oh.
What would you have done?
What? And then the girl's like, what would you have done? And the guy's like, I would have asked you to marry me. And I mean, it's not as funny when I say it, but the way they do it, it is the most cringy.
Well, it's more like,
the most corny.
you know what I would have done? I would have asked you to marry me. It's more like that.
It wasn't more like that? No,
Yeah.
it felt
well, it's like more in the, 1950s.
Yeah. I would have asked you to marry me.
Yeah, like that.
Yeah. There's some of that.
Mm-hmm.
And then the horse.
Oh, yeah, there's a scene where, like... Yeah, it was that scene, actually.
Yeah, it was that scene. So the two of them, these two lovebirds.
Yeah, they're talking, right? And then marriage gets mentioned.
They're very far away from
the
the
horse
home.
just runs off.
Yeah, so they're riding horses. They went on this horse ride. And then it is implied, I think, that human did something to make the horse run. The girl's horse just ran.
Yeah, they never really explained it.
Yeah, and it ran until it jumped. It had to jump a fence, and then the girl just fell flat on her face.
Man, yeah, there's stunt work and, like, set work in this that seemed actually dangerous.
Yeah, like when the girl fell for... I'm assuming that's a stunt double.
Yeah.
But...
Yeah, like,
but
she had to... I mean,
looked,
of course it was a stunt double, but, like, she had to, like... had to fall off a horse that was running.
Yes.
And, like, the way she fell, that looked like it hurt.
It was a thud. It was like... that.
Yeah. And dangerous stuff? How
the
in the
fire
world?
Scene.
Okay, there's a shot near the end of the movie where the house catches on fire. They go inside the house and rescue the mother, and everything's on fire.
Everything looks real.
How did he do that?
There was a chair falling. Effects. There was a piano that was on fire.
And the servant even fell down a floor.
Right.
Like he broke the railing.
Right.
And fell down a stage while everything was on fire.
Uh-huh.
Like, how did they do that without like risking their safety?
And if we're assuming this is a cheap budget film too,
yeah,
like certain things didn't feel cheap, just rare things.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's definitely something that I wonder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It was obviously shot in Hollywood. Like all of the Jamaican shots were like
there was
like they green screened it and they went and they like took footage from like workers in Jamaica working and like green screened.
That was what it looked like.
Yeah.
But,
same for the boat shots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there was one scene where they're at some sort of market or like within the city where there's a pillar where you can actually see the word studio.
Yeah. Yeah, that's like when they're like off Jamaica, somewhere else in America.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can see the word studio.
I don't think they were off in. They weren't in America. They were just somewhere else.
Well, somewhere else, not in Jamaica.
You don't think they were in Jamaica? I thought that was in Jamaica.
I don't think so. Or it could have been in Jamaica.
Because most of the people were black.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, most people were. Okay, yeah, so they were in Jamaica.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Jamaica Run feels like he was running to Jamaica, to that island. Mm-hmm. I don't know. They don't really explain that.
Yeah, the title just makes it sound action-packed and exciting.
Jamaica Run.
Oh,
we're gonna run to Jamaica, except it's about like a court case and legal proceedings.
Oh my gosh, yeah. This film is bookended with some of the most boring talking scenes ever. Yeah.
Yeah, the last shot, they make you believe it's gonna be like them in the car, and then the house catches on fire.
Right. Oh, and then they wave, and then.
Yeah, there's one shot where like they're waving kind of towards the camera, and made me think they were waving it like at the camera towards you.
What about that line with the mother, which said, "Oh, a lot of people will be watching our family make this decision." So she is.
It sounded like a meta jab. That's just could be us looking.
A lot of people will be watching us. And I was like, meta, but I don't know.
There's something else she said too that was really funny about like he's a prime suspect, you know.
Oh,
it's
yes.
Don't worry, you're gonna get murdered. It's we have a reputation.
We have a reputation to to maintain.
To maintain.
Yeah, right. That was funny. There's this whole scene where her expressions just changed so much, and I wish I could quote it. I might actually. I wish I could gain a copy of this film so I can upload that scene. Because there's a scene with the mother that's just complete gold, and we kept on laughing. And I even said that she was savage. I was like...
Oh, was it where she asked for the footstool, and then she, like, doesn't really use it?
No, it was later. Okay. It was later. She does something. And it's this 5 minutes... It's the longest scene by far that she's in.
Was it where she sort of, like, said, oh, the murderer is so-and-so?
No. I want to rewatch that scene, even though I know you don't want to rewatch any of this film. We're not going to watch it on camera, obviously.
Oh my god.
But
is there anything else?
I don't think there's anything else. This is nuts.
This is nuts.
Jamaica me nuts.
Yeah, we are. This is making me really excited for this.
Because, me too. Like, you know, yeah.
Because this is. I mean, we are watching shit we would never ever watch.
Yeah.
That no one in their right mind should be watching.
Exactly. All right. With that being said, let's decide our next film.
Okay, draw it.
All right, draw. What could it be? All right. Oh, I've heard of the name. This is the one I've definitely heard of.
Oh, you say that every time.
I know, I say it every time.
You said that every time.
This film is called Hoodlum Empire.
Hoodlum Empire?
Yes. Does this sound familiar?
No, not to me.
I've freaking heard of this.
Hoodlum Empire.
I've heard of Hoodlum. Have you heard of Hoodlum Empire? You've heard of Hoodlum Empire. It just sounds like...
Okay, so what's Hoodlum Empire about? I would say... a band of thieves. Hear about gold.
You're still stuck on the gold thing.
And the treasure. Okay, a band of thieves. No. A band of... No. Yeah, a band of thieves. Yeah, okay, they hear about an estate. No, okay. No, they hear about gold and they go search it, but then they find another empire of hoodlums. that is going for the same goal. So it's a race to who can find the gold the first.
Not bad. And honestly, more interesting than the actual synopsis. Reformed after his experiences in World War II. Hey, Memorial Day.
Oh boy.
A gangster tries to walk the straight and narrow. A gangster tries to walk the straight and narrow. Meaning he wants to change his ways and become good.
Okay.
Because of his World War II experiences.
This could be interesting.
Yeah.
Huh.
Lightly intrigued.
Yeah.
Where's our trash pile? Oh, well, never mind. We'll do that later.
Yeah. Where's Danger?
Love at Work. I think it's somewhere in the box.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the box? Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, we need to keep track of
Yep.
these.
Okay,
Yeah.
well...
By the way, Danger, Love at Work is a total inside joke for us now.
We the main song. Danger, Love at Work.
Like, we'll just randomly go,
Yep.
Danger,
Love at Work.
Yep.
It's great.
So,
It's great.
yeah.
Beginning of the memes.
Yep.
Yep. Okay, guys.
All right.
Enjoy your day.
Okay.
Bye.
All right.